about 2,400 years ago, purportedly, Socrates was told by the oracle at Delphi, the sage advice when asking for advice was to know yourself, to be yourself, and to love yourself. The process today, this values program, is about knowing yourself. Ultimately, again, what's most important to you. When you know yourself, then you're able to set your goals aligned to that, so that you have a higher probability of living an inspired life that's aligned to what you most love to do. And through that process, learn to love yourself. In order to determine your hierarchy of values, you will need to answer all 13 questions that we'll be going through. For each question, you're required to write 3 answers. We need all 3 because we're going to be doing a mathematical calculation at the end. If you write more, it throws off the calculation. If you write less, it throws out the calculation. So you want to keep it to 3, the tightest 3 answers. Once you've completed all the answers, you will need to then assess which areas of life come up most commonly for you across all 13 questions. The objective is to distill a list of the 5 most common values that come up over these questions so that the most important aspects of your life become clear. We're going to go into much more detail at the end. I'll actually demonstrate how to add one. We'll take a volunteer. If you answer these questions honestly, you will see a pattern emerging that will give you a good idea about the areas of life that are highest on your hierarchy of values. Don't be surprised if some areas are revelations to you, as we often live in illusion about what we think is important, but our lives are truly the real indicator of what is important to us. If somebody was telling me, I want to be in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship, but they're not taking active steps, then what they're doing is they may be complaining about not being in a relationship, but they're not actually acting on it. In which case, it's not actually as high a value. They're shooting, thinking they're supposed to want to be in a relationship, but the truth is they don't when they're honest and when we dig down. Or they've got something painful in their memory process of a past relationship that they think would interfere with the top value. And that's another process. We go in and clean out what happened in the past to find out how it served their lives. So, next page, 7.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do your feelings impact your values in answering the questions?
Give me an example of what you mean. Context.
If you're sad, will that skew a reality of...
Well, you know what? Let's look at the questions and let's see what you think, because I think you're going to find out they're pretty direct. It's like I don't think it matters what you find in your space, whether you're sad, happy or sad. You're happy or sad. You can look around the room and see what's in your space. I mean, most of the questions actually won't affect that to answer that. You'll be asked 13 questions to honestly look at what your life demonstrates. What's different about this process is that you're going to be not asked to kind of guess about this or that or what you think you like. This is going to be a series of questions of how you actually show up in your life. You know, what are you thinking about? What are you talking about? Actually show up in your life. Knowing your hierarchy of values allows you to achieve your goals, again, because you're going to be setting them in alignment with what's important to you. Be inspired. Know yourself. Empower any area of your life. Because if there's an area that's not working well for you, chances are it's not aligned with your highest values. You're thinking that it's in the way, not on the way. So we're going to show you how to shift that so anything that you'd love to achieve, you can achieve. In fact, the ending exercise of shifting the values is what's going to give you that. Know yourself, empower any area, change your reality, define your purpose. What you're going to discover is that your highest value is your purpose. You're going to tap your greatest wealth building and leadership potential. At the end, one of the challenges when people are filling out their values is sometimes there's a tendency to not be totally honest. There's a tendency to write down what you think you'd like it to be, but not what's actually happening. What I want you to know is that it's incredibly important to be honest, and here's why. There is no set of value that's better than any other set of value. But if we're clear on whatever that value is, then we can take that and we can change anything else in your life based on that. And the story I love to tell, though, in terms of values is Dr. Demartini had one where he had a client that came in. They were asking him a series of questions, which we'll be going over today. And the woman just kept hesitating and just kind of hemming and hawing and was embarrassed. And he said, so what is it that's important to you? What do you spend your time on? Again, hemming and hawing. And finally he says, well, what do you do? How do you spend time? She says, I love my dog. My life is about my dog. I travel with my dog. I make clothes for my dog. I train my dog. I love my dog. He said, so how can you, and she wanted to know how to make a living was her thing. She said, well, how can you do what you love and be handsomely paid? So they did some brainstorming. P.S. 2 years old later, he ran into her. And anybody familiar with a Taco Bell dog? That's her dog. So the truth is that here she was embarrassed, thinking her values should be something different than they were. But when she honored what they truly were, then we set a course in alignment with that, how to do what you love and get handsomely paid. And she created an amazing, in fact, she's on her second dog, is my understanding. She went on a global search to find one because her first one died that matched that one exactly. So the truth is again, there's nothing that you can't do if you're clear with yourself.